Hi everyone, it's Karen here from www.gethookedupcrochet.com. Otherwise, you know me on social media as @hookedupcrochet. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I am so happy you're here. If you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you'll stay up to date with all my free patterns and tutorials. Today's tutorial is Machine Knit Meets Crochet. I have always loved the way a knitted brim looks on a beanie, so I decided to use my Addi King to achieve this look for an adult-sized beanie. Now, you can also use this method on the Centro 48 for an adult-sized hat, or if you have the 40-pin machine, this method will work for like a child/toddler-sized beanie. So, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so starting off with your waist yarn, you want a little bit of a tail like so, and now you're going to cast on going in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, all the way around. And then for me personally, I like to do 9 rows of waist yarn. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but for me, that's where I'm most comfortable with, is at 9. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish casting on, and then I'm going to do 9 rows with my waist yarn. Okay, as you can see here, I did 9 rows of my waist yarn. Now I put my orange yarn on the inside of that peg right there, and now I'm adding my brim color. I'm just adding it to it. Now as I turn, I'm going to hold those 2 strands together just to make sure it casts on really nicely. And now for me personally, I think around 35-36 rows of your brim color, that's the kind of look that I like best. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And when we come back, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I am coming up to the end of 36 rows using my main color. Now when that happens, I'm going to cut my yarn and add my waist yarn again and do 9 more rows using my waist yarn. And then when I'm done at 9 rows, I'm going to cut my yarn again, put the string on the inside, and then I'm just going to crank my machine until this piece falls gently off of it. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you how to fold this, and using your crochet hook, how to turn it into an adult size brim for a beanie. So here I am, just still working. I'm about to add my waist yarn now. And each time you're adding waist yarn or adding your main color or adding your waist yarn again, I like to reset my little counter on my machine. If you don't have one on your machine, just try to keep track, but it's just, if you see me messing around with my counter, that's what I'm doing. Okay, this is what your piece should look like. Now my idea for this stems from Angie and Britt's straight edge closure method, so you might want to check that out. That might help you doing this, but I'm going to turn my band wrong side out because I want this ugly side to be on the inside. So here I am, I turned it wrong side out, and now I'm going to go through and kind of pull gently, not too much, just to straighten everything out. And now these strings here on each end, they're going to work as our guide. So you want to make sure everything is lined up, and now we're going to fold it in half like so. So I'm going to just make sure I have it just the way I want it, and you're going to need a crochet hook for this. I like using my size I or H, they both work well. So what I'm doing here is I'm closing this up, and now we're going to go through and match these loops up. So you're going to need your crochet hook, and I like to start right here where that orange strand is and where that gray loop is. I use that one to start as my first loop. So I'm going to take my crochet hook and go under that loop. And I'm sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. But here I am. I've got my strings, I'm holding those. So I'm going to go under that loop, and then I'm going to go up and match it to that loop and go under and pull through. Now I'm going to go down, go under that loop, pull through. So, and then I'm going to go back up 2 loops, 1 loop. Then you go back down, 2 loops, pull through, 1 loop. Then you're going to go back up. So you're just going to do this all the way around, going up and down, and then you're going to go up again and down. So here's one, up and down. As you can see, I'm using my left hand to kind of close the brim together. So as you work around, you'll be able to close this up. And you just want to maintain a looser tension. You don't want to do too tight. So here I am, I'm just kind of being loose with this, and I'm going to go all the way around, and when we come back I'll show you what it looks like when we get closer to the end, because this does take a little bit of time, but I'm doing it on camera and I'm so nervous when I do stuff on camera, so I go kind of slow, but after doing several of these it goes kind of fast, so don't worry. Okay, as you can see, I've been working my way all the way around, going down and up, making sure I get every single loop. So here I am, just doing more, and I'm coming up to the end of this. So I'm going to go down again, now I'm going to go up, then I'm going to go down again, and as you can see, here are my strings, so I'm getting close. So I'm going to match this loop, and I'm going to go down, then I'm going to go up again, then right here, here's my string, so I want to make sure I get that loop right there, not the one below it, but the one right there. So right there, I'm going to go down, and then you should have one left, and it's right there. You have to pull it apart a little bit, and then what I like to do is take this string right here, and now I'm going to pull it through this last loop to close it off, like so, and just make a little knot like so. Now your brim may look a little weird at first, and that's okay, but this is what it looks like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the orange waste yarn. Now you can cut this off, or you can go through and like fish it out with your crochet hook. Whatever you like to do, that's fine with me, but I like to reuse my waste yarn. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull, and I'm going to find where my little loop is. So here I am, I'm just going all the way around, looking for where I can just pull and have it come loose for the waste yarn. So on that side, it's like that, very easy to remove. And then for the other part, that's sometimes where I will cut my yarn, just because it's easier to just cut it and pull the orange yarn out. So once you removed all of your orange waste yarn, this is what your brim will look like. It is nice and stretchy and it's ready to go if you want to add your crochet hook and start making a crochet beanie. Now I was going to make a blog post on this, but if you guys would like a part 2 to this video and see how I do that, I'm totally down to make it. Just leave a message for me down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with all my free patterns and tutorials. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I appreciate the support. Make sure you follow me on social media. I'm at Hooked Up Crochet. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments also. And yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.